Dan, you're on.
All right, guys, how are you? This is Dan Romano, obviously from the Dan Romano Show. We are here live on this unbelievable, amazing day of a Monday night. What is it, 9 o'clock to 10 p.m. right here on Strong Island Television. I am here with the one and only, the man, the myth, the legend behind the one and only Dino Luzzi energy drink, the man himself, Mr. Dino Luzzi.
I'm
What's up,
back.
Dino?
I'm
How are
back.
you?
I'm
You've
here.
been, you've been gone too long, brother.
I'm back. It's been a long time.
It's been too long, brother. Tell me what's been going on. It's so exciting now. So I'm gonna let you take the wheel and let everybody know, because I don't wanna relinquish any information that I'm not allowed to. But I'll let you do it.
Absolutely. So I just got back to Italy, from Italy. We had a very successful trip, so there'll be many new things that be announced with the upcoming year.
Beautiful.
I just want to make sure that the product is coming from Italy, the big containers coming, and that we are working on some new products, which I will announce once they actually get here. But one of the things that also was very exciting, Thanksgiving Day, I got a phone call. 6 in the morning, Dino, you forgot, we have an event, the Turkey Trot in Garden City.
And how did that come out?
Well, quick shower, ready to go. 7 o'clock, we were there. It was extremely, extremely successful and impressive.
Beautiful.
There were probably anywhere between 7,000 and 10,000 people there, from 7 in the morning until 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I gotta say, I had no idea there was going to be such a great event. We were able to meet a lot of people. We actually introduced the energy drink to maybe 2,000-3,000 people.
Wow, that's huge.
We met new people, and sure enough, we met two beautiful ladies from Channel 12.
Oh yeah?
And they also been promoting us on Instagram.
Oh, beautiful.
So
Do you remember which ones from Channel 12?
the lady that does the weather reports,
Yes.
Garofalo,
Yeah.
and the news lady, the reporter Biondi.
Very nice. I'm trying to remember the name, but I know both of them.
And it's
They come
funny
to the
because I really don't watch TV anymore. My wife does.
Right.
And a few nights ago, she picked up my phone and she said, "How you know these ladies?" Because they contacted me on Instagram.
Right.
They were beautiful ladies, I gotta say. They're full of life. They got stamina, they got power, they got it all. They were there interviewing people.
That's a beautiful thing.
They're doing a great job. I love to see the energies. And again, I was very, very, very impressed. So I can't wait for the new year, because Danny is going to be working with a company.
That's it. We're going to be working side by side in my new venture with Dino Luzzi Energy Drink. I am going to be learning from the master himself, Mr. Dino Luzzi. And I am going to go full, I am getting out of the restaurant world and taking a dive right into Dino Luzzi Energy Drink.
Full force.
Exactly.
We're going to go full force.
And we're going to go 100 miles an hour, so make sure you are with us. The way you are with us is you pick up a can and you drink a can of Dino Luzzi Energy Drink and find out for yourself what all the excitement's about.
This week we'll be launching the new website. So,
Very soon, one thing we did come out with, if I may, we came
Please.
out with this new one, the Dan Romano Show. We're going to be doing, send a 6-pack of Dino Luzzi Energy Drink to one of the hardworking men and women who are fighting for our freedom. And that's something that I'm going to be implementing very, very soon, where you would be able to, whatever the cost is, let's say it's $10 a 6-pack, delivered to the Army base right here in Farmingdale Village on 125 Baiting Place Road. So every time you want to send a 6-pack to one of the hard-working men and women who are fighting for our freedom, we have the way to do it. And we're going to be implementing that in the very next, maybe in a week or two, on the next show, on the Dan Romano Show. We're going to tell you how to do it, how to send in some money, so you could send a 6-pack to one of the men and women that are working and over our seas. So I'm very happy about that.
That's beautiful. And also check us out on Amazon. We now have the 6, 12, and 24 packs.
Oh, you can buy them. You can buy them in smaller portions.
Yes.
6, 12, and 24.
Directly from Amazon.
Can't
And with
beat
that
that.
said, we're gonna go to a commercial so you guys can take a look at what happened at the Turkey Trot Thanksgiving days.
You're gonna love this.
Thank you,
We're
guys.
gonna be right back on the Dan Romano Show after these messages. Make sure you take a look.
Dino Energy Drinks, they're here to get you going, ladies and gentlemen. So have a great day and enjoy a Dino Energy drink. Come on, everybody, right here. This is it.
All right, guys and girls out there, we are right back right here on the Dan Romano Show. I hope everybody liked the new Dino Luzzi energy drink commercial that we just did. And I am here with a great comedian that's been all over Long Island. He has been taking and he hasn't been in the comedy world that long, and he was one of the contestants that almost won the Dan Romano Show comedy contest. Mr. Art Schill, everybody.
Thank
I
you.
pronounced that right?
Yep, you got it
Art
right.
Schill. Art, how you been doing in this business?
Well, let's see. I started in 2017.
2017.
I won the AARP Funniest Comedian Contest that year.
Beautiful.
And then there was an article, a 3-page feature article about me in Newsday, and that's when it took off.
That's all. One
So
spark.
and as a result, I've done shows down in Florida, all the way up the East Coast to headlining at Mohegan Sun.
Wow, that's big. Mohegan
Yeah.
Sun. That's very
It was really
nice.
great. It was
That's
really great.
that to me that's a dream. I'll have one day. I want to do one of those big boys.
No, you'll do it.
Oh,
You'll do it.
I
You're
gotta become
you're
a
gonna
comedian
produce
first.
a show there. No, you're going to
Oh, I'll
produce a show
produce a
there.
show. Yeah. I have no doubt. But I want to throw my hat one day into the comedy world. I've always said comedy to me it's better than medicine. I'm a very firm believer in that.
My feeling is if you can make people laugh, even for just a few minutes, get their minds off their troubles, their worries, it's worth every minute of it.
I absolutely agree with you. I absolutely agree.
I
with
really
you.
believe that.
I have seen you do magic on that stage, and you have become funnier and people out there, I have to explain this to you. If you see Art Schill's name on a card, you have to go see this man. He is funny. He is worth the price of admission alone. If you're paying
Thank
to
you.
get in, Art Schill is the one you
I
want to see.
really appreciate that.
And he
Thank
is
you.
as good or can be or should be a headliner, and that's my opinion. He is that funny. The man is that polished.
Well, you
And
know,
that's the way I feel about you.
I got to tell you, I got the Pfizer vaccine.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, I got the Pfizer vaccine. But you know, Pfizer also makes Viagra.
That I did not know.
Yeah, so they make both. I figured the way I look at it, if they can bring back the dead for me,
Right.
they can also help me with my career.
Oh, I like that. Absolutely.
And they brought back the dead for me.
Absolutely. I like it. Archie, you know what I do, what I'm trying to do in this comedy world. And if there's ever a question that you don't want to answer, obviously you don't have to answer.
I'll say, I say things that embarrass a lot of people.
Well,
so
I don't mind being embarrassed.
my age, it doesn't matter.
Well, yeah, no. Me and you are always going to be good. But I love comedy. And I always felt that one thing I've been learning about the comedy world, and I see it more and more, it's not treated as the comedy world anymore. I think it's going backwards way too fast.
In what respect?
And the respect that the comedians should have respect for one another. They should be able to get paid to do a job. To me, maybe I'm wrong, Art, and I'm learning this business. for me, comedy is a business. It is a great thing to be in, and people do have fun. But when you invest your time, your gas, the tolls, the amount that you have to put on as a, and I'm not a comedian, I'm new at this, and I might be wrong. And if I'm wrong, I would love you to say, Danny, I'm not scared for somebody to say, Danny, you're looking at it wrong. I would love this for somebody to say if I'm looking at it wrong.
No, the fact is, people need just to have to get out there and get on the air and let people see who they are.
Right.
Okay? And the only way you're going to do that is by having people like yourself put them up there and get people laughing.
Right.
Okay? And then you get a name as a producer.
But that's what I'm trying to do.
And I think you're going to do it. There's no doubt about it.
Thank you.
Okay?
The last show, I was shitting a brick, as they say. I could have built a wall because I said to myself in front of our friend, Pat Marone. Pat
That's
Marone.
super.
Yeah, I love
Super
Pat.
guy.
Pat, as I was patting myself on the back and telling Pat, I'm so sorry, Pat, that I couldn't give you a full room. And I was actually depressed because, of course, my mom just passed on.
Yeah,
And now I'm looking at
right.
thank you, and I'm looking at my first failure on my mother's death. And I said, maybe this is a sign that this business is not for me. Maybe this was her way of telling me, get out while you can. And then all of a sudden, Pat taps me on the back. I turn around, and there's like 40 or 50 people coming in.
That's super.
And
That's
we
super.
all, even Eric the Taglione, smiled, and he says, Danny, he says, you got gold, buddy. And I was and it was my fault because Frank Fiala made a flyer that had the show starting at 9. And my original flyer had it starting at 7. So that's a big gap. You know, that's a 2-hour gap for everybody to...
Frank's been doing some great stuff now.
I love
saw
Frankie. My God.
I saw him on a TV show, what was it, Friday night, I think it was. Or last week, anyway.
Was it the herpes commercial?
No, he was actually doing it.
I love you, Frank.
No, he does.
Frank's going to kill me.
I know he does a commercial. But
The lawyer.
yeah.
He does
yeah.
He is phenomenal.
But
the man is.
I'm
yeah.
trying to remember the
I
name
didn't know he was on another one.
He was on a TV show as
Right.
an actual actor in it.
Oh, I didn't know. No,
Yeah,
he didn't tell me
it was
anything.
last week, and I'm trying to remember the name of the show. It's the guy who handles juries and so forth and so on, and picks a jury and so forth for his clients. I can't remember the name of the show, but
I'm not sure.
I know
And Frank was on it.
Frank was one of the jurors.
Frank was one of the jurors?
Yeah.
Oh.
It was a national show on CBS or NBC.
Was it
or
a
something
judge?
like
a
that.
judge?
No.
Oh, he was a juror on the show.
Yeah.
Maybe.
It's a lawyer show.
Law and Order?
No, it's a lawyer show.
Oh, I don't know.
I can't remember the name of the guy. But
Well,
anyway,
Frank has been doing tremendous.
yeah, he's
You know
a
what it is
super
when
nice
you have
guy.
the time to if you have the time to be in movies and that you could sacrifice, a lot of producers will notice and take notice on that. And because you'd sacrifice so much in the beginning, a lot of them will pick somebody from that audience because they already sacrificed, and that's the best way to do it.
I got to tell you, I did a show with Pat. It was a funny bit. It was right after the hurricane that hit Puerto Rico.
The Katrina?
I think it was that.
Oh, yeah, whatever.
Whatever it was. All I know is that we were doing a fundraiser to send supplies to Puerto Rico.
Beautiful.
Unfortunately, only one couple showed up, and there were 4 comedians. So we did a whole show for that one couple.
That's beautiful.
They loved it.
Oh, absolutely.
And we figured we raised enough money to send one small bottle of water to Puerto Rico.
One bottle of water? And it was already open by the tap, so you have to fill it up again. After you're done with that bottle, we'll fill it up and send it over. But you know what? But that's what comedy is. It doesn't make a difference of how many people you're doing it for.
That's right.
If you love it, if you love doing the comedy, I think it's a great thing.
Like I said earlier, if you can get people laughing, take their minds off their troubles and their worries, it's worth every minute.
I absolutely agree.
And luckily, I've been able to do that.
Well, I think what I'm going to have to do is I'm very happy to say in January, I'm hanging up my hat in the restaurant world.
I heard.
And now I'm not going to be doing just comedy on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. But now I'm going to be throwing my hat into the wonderful world of weekends. And I am glad to say I sold out 24 shows out. 24 shows, and I have never touched a Friday, a Saturday, or a Sunday. I think that's pretty amazing.
It's great.
And now,
That's super.
And now people are saying, Danny, maybe it's a curse to do the weekends now, because maybe it'll be harder. I always try to pick days that I have enough friends of mine or people that I relate to that can come out.
Well, it's not only that, but you have to remember on the weekends you have all the competition.
Well, I don't mind that. I like competition.
I understand that.
I have a place that has 3 rooms in the same bar, in the same club, and they want me to do comedy in all 3 rooms.
That's super.
And I said, I said, I'm panicking. But I said, if you got the confidence in giving me the shot. Now imagine me doing 3 comedy shows all the same time with 3 different headliners in the same venue. I think we might have a liquid gold going on into what I'm trying to throw my hat into this ring.
But I remember you did a show here in the village.
Yes.
Okay, and you had a bunch of headliners who wanted to be on the show.
Yes, we had 18 comedians and 4
Yep.
headliners on the whole thing.
Right, I remember. I was
And,
one
yeah,
of the...
you were one, yeah.
Yeah.
And we had the time, and the farm in the village wants me to bring it back. But now, I'm not going to mention no names, but there are other comedians who tried to cut into that gig. They actually went, and that's normal. You get your two-faced people that need to cut in and try to sneak in, and no names, but they know who they are. But one thing about me is I never cut anybody's throat in this business. I don't want to. There's so many comedians in here. Like people say, Danny, you can't work with too many on Long Island. It's not a problem. I got 14 phone calls from Staten Island, at all places. The comedians want to come down and do their work.
Well, people want to get off of Staten Island.
Well, I can't blame them either. I even had a couple reach out to me from City Island. I got people from Brooklyn. I have a list of comedians from all different parts. Connecticut. I have 6 comedians that are willing to drive from Connecticut all the way down to Long Island, and they're asking for minimum payment. They just want to do comedy.
People want to get up in front of people. Look, the way I look at it is this.
Please.
If I can get people laughing, take their minds off their troubles and their worries, even for a few minutes, it's worth every minute.
I agree. I agree.
I really
God
do
bless
believe
you.
that.
I agree with you.
I really do believe that. I do a lot of charity work. You know, I was asked to do some shows for the patients at the VA hospital. It's great.
Right, of course.
It's great. I did a Christmas show for them last year.
Beautiful.
So I really feel good about it.
Well, it's been an amazing ride. I want to say hello to everybody. Mikey, what's up? Kevin, how you doing, brother? Jessica, Miranda, Bruno, everybody that's jumping on. Thank you so much. Pauline, we got a beautiful girl from Pauline from Scotland who always watches the show.
My mother's name was Pauline.
Oh, it's a beautiful name.
Yeah.
But I appreciate everybody who's on. Thank you very much. Please share the show. Robin DeVito, we love you. I haven't seen Robin in so long. Robin's one of the most beautiful women out there who is a very big sponsor on many, many comedy shows. And she has sponsored been at 1 or 2 of my shows in the past.
Super.
Wonderful woman.
Super.
And you know, the good thing about what I love is the same people. You see so much of the same crowd at so many of the same shows. And that's what I love about it, because it becomes like a family after a while.
It's great when people come up to you after a show and say, "Tell me where you're going to be next.
Right,
I
of
want to come
course.
see you again."
I never understood why the comedians are not plugging in their next event. I never understood that.
Well, then they're not going to go up there and plug their next event on the show they're doing, because the producer doesn't want them to do that.
Well, what about handing out a card or something, or where you could be
Yeah,
followed?
but then, you know, the producer says, if you're handing out your card, people are going to start coming to you without going through me and so
Well,
forth.
I mean,
maybe.
but if
I don't know.
Well, that's true. But if you're getting paid, I can understand that. But if you're doing a free show, I would do it. I would say do it 100%, as much advertisement as you can on yourself, because you're already dedicating. You're dedicating your time and your free money. Why not bring something out of it? That's my opinion.
Well, the free shows I do are primarily involving
Charity.
fundraisers.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's beautiful. I love that. I don't think I would ever say no to a fundraiser.
As a matter of fact, I did one fundraiser, and afterwards they came over. There were 4 comedians. We were all military, ex-military.
Yeah.
And they wanted to pay us. We said, no, that's okay. You don't have to. They said, no, here's the money. And they insisted we get paid.
Well, I agree with
I
that.
thought that was great.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
But we were ready to do the show at no cost.
Well, that's a beautiful thing. But if there's money being made, and unless you, I mean, the best thing I could tell you to do is take the money and then send in your own check to the organization, and that way it's a win-win. They feel good to pay you, and then you can also donate it back to the organization on your own way.
As a matter of fact, I was asked. They had 2 bands doing a show for Tunnel to Towers.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. It sounds familiar.
Yeah, that's the one where the guy, I can't remember his name now, was a fireman. He was off duty, and he ran through the Midtown Tunnel to get to the Trade Center when the bombing came up.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And they've named it after him. And they asked me if I would do some comedy during the break between the 2 bands.
Right.
So I did, but I wouldn't take any money for it.
No,
As a
I
matter
don't
of fact,
blame
I
you.
donated money.
Right. That's beautiful. God bless you.
Because it's one of those fundraisers that's worth every penny.
Well, did you ever hear of Shriners?
Of course.
Shriners.
Shriners is part of the Masons.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, one person reached out to me with from Shriners, and we were in negotiation where I want to do a couple of shows a year, and 100% of the profits will go to Shriners. But they told me that I'm allowed
to the Shriners Hospital.
Right, but they want me to take a paycheck, which I'm not too fond about, and they want me to pay the comedians as workers. So I said, I'll leave it up to them what they want to pay. You know, but I just like doing stuff like that.
Look,
I think to me that's big.
My father was a past master in the Masons, which is part of which the Shriners is part of the Masonic group, I think.
Right,
If
okay.
I'm not mistaken.
It could be. I'm not that educated.
And as a result, I'm well aware of what the Shriners do. And they're a great organization.
Beautiful. And
They
the
raise
same
a
thing
lot
like
of money.
St. Jude.
Yep, same thing.
St. Jude's another one that I'm going to be working with.
St.
And-
Jude, I donate to, I don't know how many times a year.
Well, there's a beautiful friend of mine who's going to be here on the next show, and she runs Sassy. And
Okay.
Sassy deals with autistic children,
Yep.
which I can't wait to start doing fundraisers for them. And I can't wait to talk to my beautiful friend Priscilla Arena about all that, getting that in the very, very near future. But by the way, everybody watch The Truth with Andrew Washington from 10 to 11, because they're going to have my beautiful friend Priscilla Arena on the show, and Dina, my love, will be with them. And make sure you tune in to that show. Two great people are going to be there.
Is
Three
that
great
tonight?
people. That's tonight, 10
Super.
to 11.
Super.
And I really can't wait. And Andrew Washington, let me tell you something about Andrew. Andrew's such a good friend. If I needed a favor, that guy is there the same day that I need the favor. That's one thing I got to say about Andrew.
Andrew told me that he's not going to listen to the show tonight for the simple reason that he's going to have me on in January and doesn't want to hear the same question.
Ah, I got you. Well, then Andrew ain't gonna be watching this then. But I gotta give. He's my boy, and Frank's my boy, and you know, me and Frankie were working in so many movies together. Frank Carrera, he's the one
right.
that it's like an overwhelming thing. This movie world to me is flabbergasting. I'm dumbfounded of how much success could come out of me being on a set for 5 minutes, and I'm enjoying the wheel. I'm enjoying the ride, as they say.
It's funny. I was asked to do a show, a movie.
Yes.
In where was it? In Atlanta, and they paid me everything, including. I mean, I got a check from what's the name of the After, or something like that.
I'm not sure. I'm
After?
sorry.
One of the
Actors group.
Yeah. The Actors Group.
Very nice.
They sent me a check. It was great.
God bless.
It was great.
Well, one person, I don't know if you know, the comedian, writer, director, Rich Lampoon.
I've heard the name.
Yeah, well, he's gonna be on the show in a couple of weeks.
Super.
And he's the one who did the movie Gender Bender
Right.
with Chris Roach.
Yep.
I forget the guy's name, the one that always plays the animals. He's got that weird voice, the old.
I know who you mean.
I blank
can't
out.
think of his name
but
either.
one of the funniest guys around.
See, at my age, I'm allowed to not.
Yeah,
bring
but
other
I
things. At
was
your
gonna
age, you're
ride
not.
that. I was gonna ride that excuse. But I mean, but I can't wait. I can't wait to work under him because he is one of the most exciting people in this business. I've worked with some of the best. I worked with Sarah Martin.
Right.
I've worked with oh my God, the names I blank out so bad. Eddie Rock Rivera.
At my age, you're allowed to blank out. Your
Yeah, but
age,
you know
you're
what
not.
it is? But after the parents die, the brain
Oh, I
I'm
know.
fried, and
I know.
You know, I tried to get everything going the right way, but I've worked under some of the biggest names in this. Paul Bagazy.
Right.
Paul Bagazy, biggest. He played. Who was it? I think he played Mickey Mantle in 51.
Right.
One of those old movies. Maybe I think I messed up the number, but
Yeah,
I mean,
you did.
this guy's been in. Analyze that. This guy's been in so many movies. It's unbelievable. One of the best directors, actors, Paul Bagazy. You don't get better than Paul.
And listen, you've got a whole new career coming up.
I'm trying. I'm trying.
You're very trying.
Well, I don't. Listen. One thing. Before we go to commercial break, I want to say one thing. I don't want to hurt nobody in this business of comedy. It's not my intention to hurt anybody, but it's my intention. I won't go after nobody's show. Don't go after mine. That's all I'm gonna say. If you don't like the idea of me paying a certain, you know what it is? People have opinions, and I'm not gonna mention which names. They have opinions on who should be getting paid and who shouldn't be getting paid. And I simply say, how dare you judge somebody else that you feel shouldn't get paid, and you shouldn't have that ability to have that mouth open against somebody else. So if you're used to taking advantage of somebody, then you should have the balls to open your mouth and say it like that. But don't get mad at me because why are you paying that person when that person all he does is bring his shows and works for free, and they actually get mad at that. Because you know why? Because then they're like, you're putting a battery, they call it a battery. You're putting a battery in that person's back, and now they actually feel like they're worth money and should be getting paid. I'm like, how do you tell somebody, comedy's a job? That's like saying to somebody, I should go to the supermarket and pack bags, but you shouldn't get paid to do it. You should do it free. But to each his own, and that's the way that some people have to go in this business. And it is what it is. And
Listen,
I tell them, you treat them however you want to treat them, and I'll treat them the way I want to treat them.
Look, I got very lucky because I've been doing it for a few years.
Right, but you're good.
But I don't know how good I am. All I know is I'm getting paid. People like to see me.
You should get paid.
I was booked for New Year's Eve back in September.
Right.
So, obviously people want to hear what I have to say.
Well, I'm
As
going to
long
be
as
one of them too.
And my feeling is if I can get people to laugh, even for just a few minutes,
You're good.
take their minds off their troubles and their worries, it's worth every minute of it. So now I'm going to sit here with still air because you're looking at your phone.
I'm going
instead
to
of
read the questions. No, Jessica, my friend Jessica says, great attitude. Yes, love this. If you hire them, you should pay them for doing their job. And I agree. Now, I can understand if a comedian is running a show and there's no money being made. That might be a different story.
Yeah, but then they shouldn't be running shows.
Well, I agree with that. But there are duds. There are duds. It happens.
Look, I did a show.
Yes.
I did a show New Year's Eve, and then I did 2 shows that night.
Right.
And the midnight show was really a bad night. It was like sleeting and snowing and raining and
Right.
everything else. And when I got to the second show, people just weren't there. But we put on the show anyway for the
Of
people
course,
who
you have
were
to,
there.
you have to.
And I didn't expect to get paid for that second show. Luckily, I got paid enough for the first show.
Well, I see the difference between me and a lot of other people, and please accept my apology. If I hire you and nobody comes into that, I'm paying you. It's up to you to decide if you want to say give it back, but I can't.
I hear you.
I'm a businessman. It's not your fault if people are not there. I'm the promoter.
And comedy is a business.
Yes, it is a business. And as a promoter, if I fail, I feel it's my obligation, it's my job to make sure that those comedians that sacrificed their time and came to do their job is supposed to get paid. Because I'm a booker. I'm a person in charge. I'm not lying to you. Me doing my job and anybody in my position makes the bulk of the money. It's not rocket science, my friends. Let's say $25 a head. Times that by 60, what's that come out to?
25 is 20, 30, $1,500.
$1,500. Now, if you're telling me if that many people show up at a show and there's $1,500 in your hand and you can't pay $50 to $100 to every comedian on your show, I'm sorry to say this, you are a greedy bastard. And maybe you shouldn't be making the money. Maybe these comedians shouldn't be busting their ass to line your pockets. Now, if you're a smart man or a woman in this business, you give a piece to everybody and make everybody happy. I don't care if it's $25, $50, $75, something should be coming out of your pocket for them to do that magic, especially if you're making a bankroll of that size. That's my opinion. And when I first made my first bankroll, I have paid comedians, and I'm pretty sure that they will all be the first to tell you. If a comedian, I'm the kind of guy that, let's say if I hire you, let's say I'm giving you $1. Let's hypothetically say, me and you agree to $1.
Right.
And you bring 10 people. And I say, not that you have to bring anybody, but let's say 10 people follow you. I might throw you an extra $50 because I see people following you. You have a name. So not only are you going to get your paycheck, but I'm going to say, here, there's a little something for you extra because you have a following. You're not obligated to bring it. No, I never asked you to bring it, but because I see it, there's no reason why I shouldn't take care of you because they're there to see you. I have a girl named Jane Joan, who is my winner from the Dan Romano Show Comedy Contest. 10 people bought tickets for her first show with Terry McNeely next week. 10
Terry's
people
really
bought,
a funny guy. I've worked with him.
Yeah, I love Terry with my heart. But Jane Joan is one funny woman coming in this business. 10 tickets for a girl who just started in this comedy business, and she wasn't obligated to bring nobody. Now, do you think she should get something? Wouldn't it be great that she gets?
Of course.
But that to me is fairness. You have to be fair in that if you're fair, the doors will always open. And the venues see that too. I've had venues make so much money that they're like, here's an extra $200-300 because of the money that and I said they brought in because of the comedians. Because the comedians, and that money I'll give it to the comedians to share. I won't even put it in my pocket, but I'll say here, or I'll buy them food, or I'll buy them drinks. That's the way this business, in my opinion, should be run. We're going to go to commercial break. We good with that? Yeah. We're going to go to a quick commercial break. Do you have my cigar place? Yes. We're going to have a brand new commercial from one of my favorite cigar places. You're going to see the commercial, and then we're going to talk about it when we come right back. And we're going to be back with Mr. Bruce Lipsky. I hope I pronounced his name right. Bruce Lipsky will be joining us.
Funny guy.
In about 2 minutes.
If you're like me, you've tried a dozen of these bitter drinks that stay in your system for 1 hour, even though they promise you much more. Dino's Energy Drink, the light, crisp taste, so smooth and refreshing, loaded with vitamins and nutrients. Dino Energy Drink, imported from Italy, tastes fantastic and will give you the energy you need to get through your day. Dino's Energy Drink, let Italy show you what great taste is.
Troianello Cigar is created by cigar enthusiast Michael Troianello of Scranton, PA, prides itself in offering top-notch cigars not only to the Pennsylvania market, but worldwide. Troianello Cigars is a proud maker of premium hand-rolled cigars, with a wide range of premium cigars, flavored cigars, and accessories. You're sure to find what you're looking for.
Keys Love Jewelry and Keys Cutlery. Keys Love Jewelry, stainless steel jewelry for men and women at affordable pricing, guaranteed to never tarnish or turn. And Keys Cutlery, a cut above the rest, specializing in hunting, camping, fantasy, everyday use, and self-defense equipment for your personal safety. Keys Love Jewelry and Keys Cutlery are both located inside Retro Relics at 2860 Middle Country Road, Lake Grove, New York. That's inside Retro Relics at 2860 Middle Country Road, Lake Grove, New York. Check their websites out at keyslovejewelry.com and keyscutlery.com. That's keyslovejewelry.com and keyscutlery.com. Got a question? Give them a call. 631-379-1781. That's 631-379-1781. Keys Love Jewelry and Keys Cutlery.
All right, my friends, we are live right back here on the Dan Romano Show. To my right, I got my brother Art Schill, and to my left, I got newcomer. Well, he's my newcomer, Mr. Bruce Lipsky. Everybody, Mr. Bruce Lipsky. Am I pronounced that right, Lipsky?
Yes, you are. Perfect.
I like
perfect.
that name. How'd you get a name like Lipsky?
Well, you know, it's the old days back in Poland. You
Oh,
know?
really? Yeah.
The town of Lipsk is actually a regions.
Oh, I didn't know
region
that.
in Poland, and anybody coming from that region is SKI, SKY, SKE means somebody coming from that region.
Oh, all right.
Really?
Wow, we just learned
Wow,
something.
I didn't know that.
And we thought we couldn't learn anything as we go.
Oh, by the way, I have
At
a
my
question.
age-
Do I have to have my hat on backwards today too?
Oh, only if you're special enough. Now, Bruce, you were one of the contestants in my first ever, and you, of course, you were too, on the Dan Romano Show comedy contest. I gotta ask both of you, but I'm gonna start with you.
All right.
What was your opinion? And please, if you didn't like it, I want you to be brutally honest because I'm here for that.
Right.
What did you think about the comedy contest?
Well, I thought at the end of the day, everything was fair. Everybody had their opportunity to present their best. And, you know, the whole thing comes down to preparation. If you're prepared and you're on a show that gives you an opportunity, the world is your oyster. So I was very happy, and obviously I was thankful that I got picked to go to the finals. And, you know, there were some great comedians on there. So what more can you ask for? This is an environment where we try and nurture each other.
Yes.
And we appreciate the fact that you're helping us, you know, grow in this business
Thank
as
you.
well.
It means
You know,
a lot to me to say that.
That's
Thank you.
that's very important because, you know, I may be old, but I'm young in comedy, you know.
Well, that's a good thing.
And so, you know,
And your comedy's very good, by the way.
thank you. I
Very
really
good.
appreciate that. I have my Goomba on my right side over
Yes.
here, Art. I mean, he's helped me out a lot. We sometimes go back and forth with some jokes, and he'll help punch up some of my jokes, and I'll help punch down some of his.
And even it out somehow.
Right. And then we'll
Yeah.
start punching each other out.
Well,
I
that's
don't
all
know.
right. All right, same question to you. What do you think? What do you think? I should have said that before. But what do you think of the comedy
I thought it was great, except that so far as the world being your oyster,
Yeah.
I don't eat seafood.
I like that. You see, Art gave me $200, but it hit the hand after the vote was. I'm like, Art, I can't go. No, I'm kidding. It was actually 150.
I
but,
did see
Yeah,
a guy
right.
contestant named Mr. Green. I was trying to figure out what that was all about.
But I tried my best to do as best as I can for a person who's just entering this world, and I see a couple other people are trying to say that my comedy contest is the same like everybody else's, and I said bullshit. I called the bullshit card on that. I said were you obligated to bring anybody or anybody follow you or anybody spend any money at this comedy contest? Well, either one of you is obligated to do
Nope,
either one of these
Absolutely
things.
not.
not
But
at all.
I was fortunate enough to have people who wanted to follow me and Art because, you know, Art and I have been on some stages together.
Yes.
And I don't want to admit this too much, but my wife has a crush on Art.
I don't blame him. I don't blame him.
Yeah.
He is a sexy-looking guy.
Right. So.
Yeah, well, those days are gone forever.
What's that?
Never gone, never gone. I'll teach you how to get him back. Sometimes it's a blue pill. But we'll talk about that. I forgot where I was going with this, but go ahead.
I was saying, you know, the fact that people want to thankfully see me. I mean, I call it my comedy posse, you know, but it comes to a saturation point. You started talking before about bringer shows and things
Yes,
like that.
yes.
You know, if you don't have the pressure of having to bring, and the only pressure you should have is being able to put your set together and be the best you can. That's what a comedian should be doing. Yes, it's
I
great
agree.
to have a following, and I always tell my posse, if I'm playing here, I'd love to have you come down. But I never like being in a position where, I remember when I first started, my goal was to get on Dangerfield stage.
Which
That
is
was
a
that
big
was my
goal.
that was my bucket list, and I felt validated as a comedian when I went on there. But it was a bringer show,
Right.
and I understood that I was one of 12 other comedians bringing 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people,
Right.
just to get that stage time.
Right.
And so-
to get that title
Exactly. So I can get on that 4x6 stage with the crooked sign that says Dangerfield.
and finally say you
I did it.
Yeah.
And so, but the problem with those shows were, you know, sometimes they were 2.5 hours,
Right.
a little more.
And people get tired.
And if you're on towards the end of the show, it created a problem, especially some of my people. They're somebody who are a little older, you know.
They were already sleeping when you were ready to
doing
go
a head
up.
bob, you know. And
I agree.
And they wake up. Did you go on already, Bruce?
Yeah.
Well, I'm lucky that way because at my age, they put me on first because they don't know if I'm going to be around by the end
Oh,
of the show.
God forbid, God forbid. But my point on the comedy show that I tried to run was very simple. I tried very hard not to put any extra anything on the comedians. I wanted everybody's comedy just to do what it was supposed to do, shine. That's one of the reasons why I believe Jane Jones won. If you remember Jane Jones, she sat in the corner. She studied. She was worried about, she treated this like a job. And she knocked it out of the park. And the other one, the Janelle Hamster, she won the popular vote. But look at both of them now. Look at both of them. They both never got paid before. Now they're on 3 back-to-back booked paid shows. That's not success in this business?
No, that's great.
Success is 2 things. A packed house and a paycheck to boot, in my opinion. And they have gotten that on 3 shows, guaranteed under a Dan Romano label. What I'm trying to do is something new in this world. And people like, oh, you're fucking out of your mind. I'm getting the phone call. I'm getting phone calls by people hiding their voice from fake names on the where it comes out private. You're gonna be nothing. You're gonna fall on your ass. You're not gonna be successful. My goal is to have a bunch of people under me that want to work. I have over 23 places that want me to bring comedy through their doors. Do you know what 23 places is? They're not the biggest places in the world, but I have a place that holds 30, I got a place that holds 50, I got a place that holds 125, I got another place that holds 175. I have every aspect locked down in Long Island, Massapequa, Lindenhurst, Bethpage, Amityville. I got places in Queens that want me to bring a comedy in Queens. I got places in Manhattan that want me to bring a Broadway comedy club.
Been there, done that.
I'm there next Friday.
I'm being asked by Al Martin to bring a comedy show down there. I'm a little hesitant.
Yeah.
Why? Because I'm used to doing it on Long Island. I'm not used. I got offered to do one in Marina Del Rey in the Bronx that holds 200 people. I mean, I'm dumbfounded of the amount of
but if you have a winning formula, you should be able to reproduce that formula.
I'm trying.
And you have committed comedians, you have committed MCs. If you know,
we have a committed audience that wants to follow.
That's absolutely.
You see the beautiful people like Dino, my love. Dino, my love, has been to every show that I've done. I have other people. Carmine Caradona and his beautiful wife. Every show that I have done. These are guaranteed, because you know why? They trust my comedy. They trust who I put on the stage. They know they're not gonna get a bad show. They love the atmosphere. I have a professional photographer. I have a professional videographer at every show. These are things that are added into every show that I do. So it's a little bit different than when you come to a Dan Romano show and you go to a comedy show. Now a lot of the other ones, now they're taping it. And I'm not saying that they're following me, but I'm happy that they're doing it because everybody should give that little extra oomph to get the comedy world going. That's my opinion.
And for the comics themselves, the greatest feeling is for people to come up afterwards and say, you really made me laugh.
I enjoyed it, yeah.
Getting their minds off their troubles, their worries for just a few minutes. Worth every minute of it.
I can't wait for you guys be on one of my shows, because if you see, even Eric is seen by hundreds of thousands of people. And Eric said, even your stage, Danny, your people were fucking phenomenal. And that's Eric Tattaglione telling me that. Saying that everybody here went up to him, everybody hugged him, it was like a family, not only among the comedians, but when he went into the audience, it was like they knew him for years. And that's what I'm trying to bring back, that old
it's an experience
way,
It's an experience.
Right, and I have said no. I have said no, Art, to people wanting to buy tickets because I know they're an asshole. And I would say, listen, I don't need your $25. I'd rather give it to somebody else. Oh, but because I know they drink too much. I already know the problem people that could come into it. And when you can say no to somebody, to me, that's the best feeling in the world. Not that I want to, but if I can avoid the problem, I do it. Because I want everybody. I have only had one bumblefuck. Sorry to use that word. I've had one bumblefuck in my whole career, and that was with my boy Terry McNeely.
Terry's a funny guy.
I love Terry, and I'm working with
Funny
him.
guy, I've worked with
By
him.
the way, this Sunday at 7 p.m. at the Library Cafe, I gotta do a quick plug in it, or else I'm gonna. If anybody wants to come, the phone number is 516-756-2753. Please contact
the
me
number.
tomorrow. 516-756-2753.
Is that in Farmingdale?
This is in Farmingdale at the Library Cafe.
It's a great
in
place.
Farmingdale Village.
Come out there. It's a fabulous place.
I have, thank you. I have headliner Terry McNeely, Jane Joan, the winner of the Dan Romano Show comedy contest, Donna Moran, which is another great comedian.
She's very funny.
Very, very funny. Janelle Hamster, who won the popular vote on the comedy contest, and my boy Key Fitz. The reason why I love Key so much is Key and his wife have also been to every show that I've ever done. You know, and Key, the last stage that he did, he didn't even know he was coming on, and I said, here, here's a 10-minute spot, and he lit up the stage like never before. He lit up the stage like never before. I was so proud. I was so proud of Key. But this is a killer lineup, December 12th. There's only a few, I think there's like 10 tickets left. December 12th, next Sunday coming up. And 516-756-2753. It's $25 a ticket if you want to come. And yes, every comedian on my show is getting paid, in case that anybody's interested in that.
By the way, I know that you know it, but
Yes.
that was a speakeasy at one time.
Yes, somebody told me that many years
As
ago.
a matter of fact, there's still a statuette of, I don't know what composer it is, and if you move the head,
The wall opens?
the wall opens,
Yeah.
you can go downstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where
And
the
in
speakeasy
fact,
is.
if you go to the bathroom, there's a sign that says art was here.
Oh, yeah. with the top?
Too often. Opens here too often. At my age, let me tell you, that's my second home.
Well, guys, what I do want to do is I want to have a bunch of the people that were in the tournament that did not win. I think we should maybe have another day where we put everybody, because that show, I would watch that show again and again. I really would. Maybe we can do some kind of collaboration where we have everybody come on and we do it at one of these fancy places. Because I'm very confident in this comedy world that we can. I think I can do anything right now. I really do, because I know a lot of people that are depressed, a lot of people that are down in their luck, and they like coming out. They enjoy coming out to these shows. And I'm running into more and more of these people that want to do it. And I'm not going to lie to you. There are some times that people give me a call and they say, Danny, listen, I want to go to the comedy show. I can't afford a ticket. I'm not a bastard. I'm sorry, I hope I'm saying it the right way. But if you really want to go to a comedy night and you can't afford, I got more seats than I have people. I don't mind giving a complimentary seat to somebody that really, really wants to come to a comedy night. It's not about the money it's not about the money. It's not about the money all the time.
You got to give back.
Right, so if there's somebody out there, like right now, I will give 2 free tickets, if anybody could use them, to come to the Dan Romano Show for Terry McNeely on Sunday. That's a major headliner show. I don't give a shit about the $50. But if there's somebody out there that really needs it, and they can't go, and they can afford a drink, but they can't afford the ticket, and they want to go to a comedy show, with the Italians say, "Go to me." With all my heart, please come, because I'd rather keep people happy.
There's nothing like laughter.
Right. I agree, and I love that, and I think that if we can give the gift of laughter to a couple of people, I got no issues.
Right.
That's right.
And the other thing I'm trying to change in the world, I don't know what stage you're at. I don't know if you're getting paid, if you have to do the bringer shows, if you whatever it is. But the way I was telling off before, I'm the kind of guy that when I offer a comedian a paycheck, I ask everybody who calls for a ticket, who are you coming to see?
Of course.
And I write the name of that person down. If they say I'm there for Dan Romano, I don't have to write nothing. But if they say I'm here for Art Schill, or if they say I'm here for Bruce Lipsky, I put a check near the name. And if I see a couple of people for that person, I will throw that person some extra money. It's not a bringer show, because you're not obligated to bring. But I still think that if you have a following, why shouldn't you make a little bit of extra for that following?
Yeah, but I have a problem.
Please
At my
tell me.
age,
Yes.
I don't have many people who even are alive that know me.
Well, that's bullshit because you are, let me tell you something, you have a heart of gold. And a lot of people know that, and a lot of people do know who you are. So, let me tell you something else. I bet you any freaking comedian that's been doing comedy 5 years wishes they were you.
Well, I don't know
They
about
wish
that.
they had their
I don't
success.
know about that.
I wish you had their success in this business.
Well, I have to admit that I do get a lot of people who like my comedy. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm doing something right.
Well, I bet you, from soup to nuts, that a lot of people wish that they were in your shoes in the comedy business.
in the comedy business, not at my age.
No, you never know. I mean, who knows, you know.
Those size 12s, I'm telling you.
There's got to be something to that.
Yeah.
But guys, we are here right now on the Dan Romano Show again. I got Bruce Lipsky, I got Art Show. There's no women on the show tonight. That's why a lot of people are like, what the hell's going on?
Exactly.
But, you know, sometimes we got to...
Well, if you told me, I would have dressed up. you know.
Well, no, I would have told you to bring a couple with you.
This is a testosterone show tonight.
But that's all right. It's a good thing. Right. But this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to uplift as much as I can the comedy business, and that's where I want to go. I want to hit it very, very good, very strong with everybody around.
Right, right.
And I had a guy, and this is the most ironic thing. I have one of the biggest. I love this guy, Mr. Paul Bond. Mm-hmm. Me and Paul are going to be putting together a show, and I'm also going to be putting together a show for the last week in December, my retirement comedy night. So I am going to ask I'm going to be
Don't make it New Year's Eve because I'm already booked.
No, it won't be New Year's Eve. It'll probably be, when New Year's Eve fall on? Do you remember?
I think it's a Friday night this
It'll
year.
probably be, I'll probably do maybe the 28th or the 29th, depending
Friday
on
or
what
Saturday,
I
I
can get.
can't remember which.
But any comedian that's not on the card that wants to come does not have to pay to be there. But we're going to have a lot of fun with comedians. And there might be a certain reason that I'm going to be inviting any comedian that is not booked to please come down because it might be worth your while.
Where's it going to be? Do you know?
No, I don't have the place yet. I'm thinking about McCain's. If McCain's could do it right here in Massapequa, if they can do it, it'll be there. But
I'll see if I can get the UBS Arena for you if you'd like.
Why not? Why not? But
Well, Madison Square Garden.
if there's any comedians that are not on the card that do show up, I guarantee there's going to be a speech there that every comedian is going to want to hear and want to be part of. We have to wrap this up on the Dan Romano Show. Remember, December 12th, Library Cafe, Terry McNeely, headliner, 516-756-2753. Call me tomorrow between the hours of 11 and 8 p.m. Grab your tickets for one of the biggest headliners on the market. And he's rated R, so there's going to be some curses.
Oh, yeah, he is.
I know. That's a great lineup. I saw he read over that.
It's a great. And I am going to be putting these two gentlemen on a show in the very, 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 very near future. And the funny thing about the other guy, one of the guys that I was going to call to put on one of my shows, idiot, just wrote, "Who the hell do I think I am entering the comedy business?" So, my friend, you know who you are. You will not be getting contacted on the show. God bless you all. We're out of here.
Thank you.
I just saw the zeros.